Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of US 5-cent coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're diving deep into this seemingly ordinary nickel to uncover why some of these coins are worth far more than their face value. If you're a coin lover, collector, or just curious about hidden treasures in your pocket change, listen carefully and enjoy this fascinating journey through the story, rarity, and value of the 1964 nickel. The 1964 nickel belongs to the Jefferson series, featuring Thomas Jefferson on the obverse side, a design that has been cherished since 1938. On the reverse, the iconic Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, stands proudly, symbolizing history and heritage. Though minted in huge quantities during 1964, these nickels carry an air of mystery and rarity when certain unusual features come into play. One of the primary reasons this coin is so sought after lies in the fact that 1964 was the last year the U.S. Mint struck nickels composed primarily of 75% copper and 25% nickel, commonly known as clad nickels. After 1964, nickel composition shifted and production practices changed. This means well-preserved 1964 nickels in original condition already hold a special place in collectors' hearts. But the real intrigue comes from the rarer errors and mint varieties connected to this coin. Among the most exciting and prized variations is the double die error. This occurs during the coin's manufacturing process when the die, which stamps the design onto the blank metal coin, accidentally strikes twice with slight misalignment. The result? Letters or numbers appear doubled, often most visible on the date or the words Liberty and In God We Trust. This doubling is subtle yet distinctive, and for collectors, such errors represent a unique blend of history and rarity. Double die nickels from 1964 are few and far between, making them highly valuable. Another fascinating error to watch for is the off-center strike. Imagine a coin blank that slips slightly during the minting process, causing the design to be stamped off to one side. This means part of Jefferson's profile or the Monticello may be cut off, revealing blank spaces. The severity of the off-center strike impacts its rarity and value. Coins with slight misalignment might be common, but those with extreme off-centering are true collector's gems. Die cracks and die breaks are another form of error that add to the allure of the 1964 nickel. These happen when the metal die used to strike the coins develops fractures. Coins produced with cracked dies show raised lines or ridges across the surface, sometimes faint, sometimes quite pronounced. These imperfections are like fingerprints of the minting process, turning ordinary coins into extraordinary collectibles. Planchet errors are equally captivating. Occasionally, a coin is struck on a blank planchet that's the wrong size, shape, or metal composition. While rare, such errors can produce coins that look unusual, maybe thicker, thinner, or even with missing metal segments. A 1964 nickel with planchet flaws can be a remarkable find that commands the attention of serious collectors, but rarity alone isn't enough to skyrocket a coin's value. Condition matters immensely. A 1964 nickel that's been heavily circulated, worn, or damaged won't bring in the big bucks. However, a coin preserved in mint or near-mint condition, with its original luster and sharp details intact, is a prized possession in the collecting world. Such coins are often graded by professional services to verify their authenticity and condition, which directly affects their market value. If you have a 1964 nickel, especially one that looks unusual or shows signs of errors, it's worth taking a closer look. Use a magnifying glass to inspect for doubled letters or numbers. Check if the design is perfectly centered, and look for unusual surface lines or metal inconsistencies. You might just be holding a coin that's not only a piece of history, but also a hidden treasure. Here's the moment you've been waiting for. Some of the rarest and best-preserved 1964 5-cent coins, especially those featuring notable mint errors or exceptional condition, have been known to fetch as much as $81,000 for a nickel. It's incredible to think that something so small and seemingly ordinary can be so valuable, but that's the magic of coin. Collecting, a perfect blend of history, art, and mystery. Whether you're an experienced collector or just discovering the world of numismatics, the 1964 United States nickel offers an exciting opportunity to uncover something truly special. Top 2, we'll explore the rarity, unique minting errors, and the overall value of the 1978 nickel. By the end of this video, you'll understand why this small coin can be worth far more than just 5 cents. The 1978 nickel belongs to the Jefferson Nickel series, which has been in circulation since 1938. Featuring Thomas Jefferson's profile on the obverse and his beloved Monticello estate on the reverse, this design has become an iconic symbol of American coinage. While the 1978 nickel may look familiar and common, what makes it so intriguing is the presence of certain errors and varieties that appear on some coins from this year. These minting mistakes, combined with rarity and condition, can elevate the value of this coin far beyond what one might expect. One of the most captivating features that can make a 1978 nickel stand out is the double die error. This occurs when the coin's design is stamped twice with slight misalignment, causing parts of the image or lettering to appear doubled. On the 1978 nickel, this doubling is often found on the date or on the word Liberty. This subtle shift might be missed by the untrained eye, but collectors treasure these coins because each double die coin is unique, a mistake frozen in time by the minting process. These errors are relatively scarce and highly sought after, making them a prized possession in any coin collection. Another interesting anomaly that can be found on the 1978 nickel is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank slips during the striking process, causing the design to be stamped off to one side. The result is a coin where part of Jefferson's profile or the Monticello may be missing, replaced by a blank area of the metal. The severity of the off-center strike can vary, with more extreme cases being rarer and therefore more valuable. Coins with moderate off-centering are fairly common, but those with major misalignment are true collector's items. Die cracks and die breaks are yet another type of error that add to the allure of the 1978 nickel. These are tiny fractures or breaks in the die used to strike the coin, which appear as raised lines or ridges on the coin's surface. Each die crack has its own unique pattern, creating one-of-a-kind coins that tell a story about the mint's production process. Such imperfections may seem like flaws, but in the world of collecting, they make the coin more interesting and valuable. Planchet errors are also worth mentioning. Every coin starts as a blank metal disc, called a planchet, before being struck by the mint's dies. Sometimes, these planchets can be defective or come from the wrong metal composition, resulting in unusual coins. For example, a 1978 nickel struck on a planchet that's too thin, thick, or composed of the wrong metals could become a rare and valuable find. These coins are incredibly scarce, but when discovered, they cause a lot of excitement among collectors. Condition plays a vital role in determining the worth of any coin, including the 1978 nickel. Circulated coins that have been worn down through everyday use are far less valuable than those preserved in pristine, mint condition. Coins graded as uncirculated or proof by professional grading services fetch the highest prices in the market. Sharp details, original luster, and absence of scratches or dents can greatly enhance the value of a 1978 nickel. If you happen to find a 1978 nickel that exhibits one or more of these rare errors and is in excellent condition, it could be a hidden gem worth a small fortune. Such coins attract collectors who are always on the hunt for something unique and extraordinary. Now for the exciting part, the value. A 1978 United States 5-cent coin with these rare features and in mint condition can be worth an astonishing $79,000. $79,000 for a nickel. It's amazing to think that a coin so common in appearance and so small in size can command such a high price. But that's the wonder of numismatics. Every coin has a story, and some stories are truly priceless. Top 3, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1981 United States 5-cent coin, a piece that's caught the attention of collectors around the world for its surprising rarity and remarkable value. If you're a coin enthusiast, a collector, or just curious about what makes a seemingly ordinary coin extraordinary, then listen closely and stay tuned. By the end of this video, you'll understand why the 1981 nickel can be worth far more than just 5 cents. The 1981 nickel is part of the Jefferson Nickel series, a line of coins that has been a staple of American currency since 1938. Featuring the profile of Thomas Jefferson on the front and his famous Monticello estate on the back, these coins are a familiar sight in everyday transactions. However, not all 1981 nickels were created equal. While millions were minted for circulation, some carry unique characteristics that make them highly sought after in the numismatic community. One of the most captivating reasons collectors are drawn to the 1981 nickel is the presence of minting errors. Among these errors, the double die variety stands out the most. This rare phenomenon occurs during the striking process when the coin is stamped twice in slightly different positions. On the 1981 nickel, this doubling effect can be seen on the date or the lettering, particularly on the word Liberty. At first glance, it might be difficult to notice, but for collectors, these subtle doubling marks are like gold dust, making the coin a true collector's prize. Another fascinating error found on some 1981 nickels is the off-center strike. This error happens when the coin blank slips out of alignment during minting, causing part of the design to be missing or shifted. These off-center coins can range from minor misalignments to major strikes where a large portion of the coin is blank. The more off-center the strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. Imagine a 1981 nickel where only half of Jefferson's face or the Monticello appears. It's a quirky yet extraordinary find that collectors scramble to add to their collections. Die cracks and die breaks are another type of error that adds intrigue and value to the 1981 nickel. These happen when the minting die, essentially the stamp used to impress the design on the coin, develops small cracks or breaks over time. When coins are struck with these flawed dies, raised lines or irregularities appear on the coin's surface. Each die crack is unique, turning these coins into miniature records of the minting process itself. Rather than being imperfections, these anomalies are cherished by collectors for their individuality. Planchet errors can also make a 1981 nickel stand out. The planchet is the blank metal disc before it's stamped into a coin. Sometimes, due to production mishaps, planchets may have incorrect metal compositions, be the wrong size, or even be defective. For example, a 1981 nickel struck on a planchet intended for another coin, or one that is thinner or thicker than usual, is a rare find. Such planchet errors are incredibly scarce and highly prized when discovered. Of course, condition is everything in the world of coin collecting. While a worn, circulated 1981 nickel is common and holds minimal value, those that have been carefully preserved, retaining their original luster and sharp details, are where the true worth lies. Coins graded as uncirculated or proof by professional services can fetch far higher prices than their circulated counterparts. The better the condition, the more collectors are willing to pay. Combining rarity, condition, and these unique minting errors, the 1981 nickel has grown into a highly desirable item among collectors. It's a perfect example of how even the smallest coin can hold incredible value when it tells a special story or carries a rare mistake. Now for the exciting revelation: the value of these rare 1981 nickels. A coin from this year, featuring notable mint errors and in excellent condition, can be worth an astonishing $77,000 for a 5-cent piece. It's almost unbelievable that such a small coin could be worth such a significant amount. But that's the magic of coin collecting. Every coin is a piece of history, and sometimes those pieces are worth a fortune. We're going to explore why this particular nickel has captured the hearts and wallets of collectors around the world. If you're a coin lover or just curious about the quirks that turn ordinary coins into rare finds, you're in for a fascinating journey. So listen carefully and enjoy as we unravel the mystery behind the 1985 nickel and why it can be worth far more than its face value suggests. The 1985 nickel belongs to the long-running Jefferson Nickel series, which has featured Thomas Jefferson's portrait since 1938. On the reverse side, we see the iconic Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, a symbol of American history and architectural beauty. While millions of these coins were produced and circulated widely, not every 1985 nickel is the same. Some coins minted that year have extraordinary characteristics that make them highly sought after in the numismatic community. one of the most intriguing aspects that adds to the value of the 1985 nickel is the presence of minting errors. These errors are essentially mistakes made during the production process, and believe it or not, collectors find them incredibly valuable. Among these errors, the most prominent are the double die varieties. During the minting process, if the coin's design is stamped twice with a slight misalignment, it causes a doubling effect on certain features like the date or lettering. For the 1985 nickel, this doubling can often be spotted on the word Liberty or the date itself. It's subtle but unmistakable once you know what to look for, and once identified, it elevates the coin's rarity and value significantly. Another fascinating error seen on some 1985 nickels is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin blank slips from its proper position during striking, leading to an incomplete or misaligned design. Some off-center strikes are slight, but others are extreme, showing only part of Jefferson's face or the Monticello. These off-center coins are prized by collectors for their uniqueness, and the more dramatic the misstrike, the higher the value. Die cracks and die breaks also play a role in making some 1985 nickels stand out. As the minting dies wear out over time, tiny cracks and breaks develop, which then transfer onto the coins being struck. These raised lines or imperfections on the coin's surface tell a story of the minting process itself and are viewed as unique fingerprints. Collectors love to find coins with such characteristics because no two are exactly alike. Another rare and exciting feature is planchet errors. The planchet is the metal disc before it's stamped into a coin. Occasionally, the wrong metal or an improperly prepared planchet is used, resulting in coins with unusual metal composition, thickness, or weight. For the 1985 nickel, a coin struck on an incorrect planchet is exceedingly rare and therefore commands much higher prices among collectors. The condition of the coin is always a critical factor in determining its value. While most 1985 nickels you come across will have been circulated and show wear and tear, those preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition are the true gems. Coins that have never been used in everyday transactions, retaining their original mint luster and crisp details, are far more desirable. Professional grading services that certify the coin's condition can dramatically increase its market value. Put all of these factors together: the rarity of mint errors, the uniqueness of die cracks, off-center strikes, and pristine condition, and the 1985 nickel transforms from a simple 5-cent piece into a highly collectible treasure. It's a shining example of how coins can be more than just currency. They can be pieces of history and art that capture the imagination of collectors. Now, here comes the moment you've been waiting for. An exceptionally rare 1985 United States 5-cent coin, especially one featuring these notable mint errors and in top condition, could be worth an astonishing $75,000. $75,000 for a 5-cent coin. This remarkable value shows just how much collectors treasure these small but significant pieces of history. So next time you find a nickel, don't just glance at it and toss it aside. Take a closer look. It might just be hiding a fortune. Top 5. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1988 United States 5-cent coin, a nickel that has captured the hearts of collectors worldwide. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just someone who appreciates the hidden tales behind everyday objects, this coin is sure to surprise you. So listen carefully and enjoy as we explore what makes the 1988 nickel such a prized possession and why it could be worth far more than its face value. The 1988 5-cent coin features the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse side, a design that has stood the test of time since 1938. On the reverse, Monticello, Jefferson's beloved Virginia home, takes center stage, symbolizing the rich history and heritage of the United States. Though millions of these coins were minted and entered circulation, not all 1988 nickels are created equal. Some carry hidden marks and anomalies that turn an everyday coin into a collector's treasure point. One of the main reasons the 1988 nickel stands out is due to various minting errors that occurred during production. Mint errors are fascinating because they reveal the unpredictable nature of the coin-making process, and coins with such errors are often in high demand among collectors. The most notable error for the 1988 nickel is the double die variety. This happens when the coin is struck more than once with a slight misalignment, causing letters, numbers, or design features to appear doubled. On the 1988 nickel, The date or the word liberty might show this doubling effect. Although subtle, this detail makes all the difference for collectors hunting for a rare find. Another captivating mint error is the off-center strike. Imagine a coin that doesn't show the full design because it was struck off-kilter. Part of Jefferson's face or Monticello might be missing or shifted to one side. These off-center coins are rare and incredibly sought after because each one is unique. The more dramatic the misalignment, the more valuable the coin can become. In addition to doubled dies and off-center strikes, some 1988 nickels show evidence of die cracks or breaks. Over time, the steel dies used to strike coins can develop tiny cracks, and these cracks appear as raised lines or marks on the surface of the coin. While they might look like imperfections to some, collectors cherish these fingerprints of the minting process because they tell a story no two coins can exactly replicate. Planchet errors also add another layer of intrigue to the 1988 nickel. The planchet is the blank metal disc before it's struck into a coin. Occasionally, a coin might be struck on a wrong or defective planchet. Maybe the metal composition is off, or the disc isn't perfectly shaped or sized. These planchet errors are rare and can drastically increase the value of a coin. Condition plays a critical role in determining the worth of any coin, and the 1988 nickel is no exception. While you'll find many circulated coins bearing the wear of daily use, those that remain uncirculated and have maintained their original shine and crisp details stand out. Coins preserved in pristine condition by collectors or grading services can command premium prices because they represent the coin as it was meant to be seen. All these factors, the variety of mint errors, the unique die cracks, off-center strikes, planchet anomalies, and excellent condition, combined to elevate the 1988 nickel from a simple piece of currency to a coveted collector's item. It's a shining example of how even the most ordinary objects can hold extraordinary value when viewed through the lens of history and rarity. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. A rare 1988 United States 5-cent coin, especially one featuring significant mint errors and preserved in top condition, can be worth an astounding $72,000. $72,000 for a coin that once was just a humble nickel. This incredible valuation reminds us that treasures come in all shapes and sizes, and sometimes the smallest objects hold the greatest stories and value. So, the next time you find a nickel, take a moment to examine it closely. You never know if you're holding a hidden gem. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the world of the 1988 5-cent coin. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an exciting discovery. Keep collecting, stay curious, and remember, sometimes the most unexpected coins can be your biggest treasures. Happy hunting and happy collecting.